Hey, welcome to Cattywampus Acres. I'm Jason,
And I'm Lauren.
and we have been invited by 4 Kids and a Farm and Rockin' 8 Farms to participate in a little Q&A. We are going to answer 10 questions for homesteaders. Just a little background on us, if you've never checked out our channel, we are in north central, I don't know what we're really considered, Georgia. We're north of Metro Atlanta. We really enjoyed doing the YouTube journey so far. We really enjoy the self-sufficiency stuff, and so we are happy to participate in this. And we want to say a big thank you. We're over 660 subscribers now, and if one of those is you, we really want to thank you guys for subscribing and supporting us and supporting our journey. So thank you, all of you, for checking us out and watching. And if you haven't yet, and if this is your first time checking us out, hey, go check out the rest of the videos on the channel and see if you like it, and then hit that subscribe button, okay? So let's go ahead and get into the questions.
So Jason and I are both police officers. I have been an officer for almost 6 years, and Jason has been an officer for 13. We both have full-time jobs as well as 3 kids. So after shifts and on off days, and he currently is assigned to nights, I'm lucky to have an admin spot currently and work Monday through Friday. I'm able to do things when I get home, and nights that he's gone, I can get different stuff done in the house. We don't overlap our time that often because our work schedules are opposite. So we have to do a lot of jobs independently, and then just communicate about what stage we're at in them. And then on his off weekends is when we are able to make a lot of progress together on different projects.
So I think many people probably have the same animal. It was chickens that sometimes it starts for free. I think the chickens that first came here were free. And so, most of us beginning homesteaders started with just a few chickens, and then we got into Nigerian dwarf goats with a couple wethers. But I think the goats is where we really pumped up the numbers a lot and started doing it that way. I think we were probably latest to the game for gardening. So, but we are learning slowly but surely. But yeah, animal wise, I think it's chickens, and I would always recommend starting with chickens because they're a super easy animal. They feed you every day for very little cost, and they're really easy to handle and super easy to deal with. Mine is scrambled. I like hot sauce and salsa with scrambled eggs, and I know I don't. I was watching 4 Kids and a Farm when they did theirs and talking about the perfect scrambled eggs. Mine are not the perfect scrambled eggs. Mine are very much like they just go in there until they're done and overdone, and that's when mine are done. And I love cheese on mine, and our goat cheese is really good in them.
My favorite way for eggs is over medium. I will cube some potatoes, fry them in the skillet, and then put 2 over medium eggs over the potatoes. Top it with goat cheese and candied jalapenos and some Cholula.
We are currently right about 5 acres. We are about half wooded, partial driveway. We have a very long driveway that takes up some of the acreage. But we are slowly but surely working either by animal or by vegetable or fruit, working every bit of that we can. I know I would like 10,000 acres. Our goal is to take care of ourselves, and so I think a reasonable amount that I think is probably around 10 to 12 acres. So what do you think?
Yeah, I agree with that. I would like to expand the land. It just depends on obviously what's available around us because we don't ever plan on moving. We plan on staying here forever. Jason tells me he's going to die in this house, and
True.
I cannot get him to move ever. So we're going to just work with what we have and continue. If land pops up around us that borders us, which is possible, and we have the opportunity to snatch that, then we will. You can do it. You can homestead on, I mean, I'm amazed by people who homestead on less than an acre, and amazed at what they can produce for their family. And again, our goal in this is to produce for us and our 3 kids and grandkids someday, and just use basically everything that God gave us to steward and just to do that and use it.
So, a homesteading skill that I personally would like to learn in the next few years is butchering. I want to learn how to butcher properly to where I don't waste, and learn how to. Obviously, I want to learn to get the primal cuts and stuff, but I would love to be able to figure out beyond the primal cuts and things like that. I've cut apart deer, things like that, but I've never, because we have these meat pigs now. This is something we're going to learn. Thankfully, we have people who are knowledgeable and can help us with that. Um, we have a cat eating a plant outside. But yeah, so I would like to learn butchering. That is what I'm very interested in, and be something that we very much have in our future, because if we can raise the animal, butcher the animal, freeze the animal here, and then cook it here, we have saved a tremendous amount of money, and we know where every step, we know what happened with every single step, and we can say honestly that it was responsibly raised, and the animal was treated well, and there's no contaminants in the meat. There's no, like, that we can say it's good wholesome meat.
One thing I want to, homesteading skill I want to get better at is gardening and preserving that. And with that comes cooking from the garden. We just finished this greenhouse project, which is going to put us on the next level of seed starting and gardening. We're going to definitely expand the garden. This is only our 3rd year gardening. We have learned a ton. We have failed a ton. But we've also had some really good years to where we've had so much harvest that I don't know what to do with it. I'd like to get better at canning, preserving, and honestly cooking for my family from what is grown. It's so easy to, especially being police officers, to eat like trash, because you're in a car for 12 hours, or more a night, and so you just kind of fall into the American ways of eating, and so we want to shift away from that and be responsible in growing our own food, preserving our own food, and definitely changing our ways and cooking from what we grow and produce here.
So fake meat. I think when we say fake meat, we're talking about like the Impossible Burger and things like that. And so we do, out of the 3 kids, one of them, Hadley, the middle one, she is a vegetarian. And so I know that's something that she eats. I won't touch it. In my opinion, I think this, and I think it's shared with a lot of people who do what we do. If something is chemically altered to taste like something it's not, I feel like you're really going down a road of bad, like road of destruction. Like, I think if it doesn't affect you now, I'm quite sure it's going to have some effects long term. We ain't gonna hate, like we let Hadley eat them. That's fine. It's not, we don't do that. We always tell her that as long as she's healthy, and there's no issues with that, then she can do it. But I won't touch them because I just doesn't. It Vegetables are supposed to taste like vegetables. They're not supposed to taste like meat, and meat shouldn't taste like vegetables. We don't swim in your toilet, so please don't pee in our pool. It's in the same sense. It's like we don't make our meat taste like vegetables, so don't make our vegetables taste like meat. So that's my opinion. I don't know what your opinion is.
Yeah, I don't. I don't even know as though I've tried. Maybe I've tried tofu before, but I don't. I don't have any interest in it. I want to eat meat. I think meat is healthy. I think meat is. We were designed to eat meat. God gave us animals to care for and feed ourselves. And so like he said, I don't think that it's supposed to be changed. And like he said, we allow Hadley and buy her vegetarian patties and this and that. But as long as she's being healthy and making healthy choices, a lot of those are high in soy. And some diets and some people just can't eat that. And so it's not, it doesn't work with every diet. It doesn't work with every person. And if that's something somebody needs, then for me, I'm not gonna eat fake meat, and I don't really ever want to.
What we get from a responsibly raised animal, I think, is the best and makes it taste the best and is the best for our bodies. And so, yeah, like I said, that's your thing, rock and roll. It's not our thing. I would say mine probably isn't like the pretty cutesy Pinterest homestead, which even though I think we're sitting in we're sitting in a greenhouse that's
Pretty
is
Pinteresty,
a pretty
actually.
Pinteresty greenhouse. But in all honesty, I would love to see us get to the point where we don't have to go to the grocery store anymore. And that is my goal. Like no matter what it looks like per se, like if you like just glance across our land, no matter what it looks like, I want less grass, more things I can eat. And so I want us to have just where we've moved the pigs over to an area that's going to be our garden. I want that garden to go all the way across the yard. I want more animals. I just want, so if it's something we can't raise here, I want to have things that we have excess of that we can trade with somebody or barter with somebody that has what we want. So we don't have beef here, but we have extra pork. I would love to trade them for our pork for their beef. It's very hard in America nowadays to be 100% self-sufficient, just because there's always going to be someone wanting something breed. They're going to say that something that's out here belongs to them a little bit. But honestly, I think if we could just take up all of our space with garden and animals and buildings, workshops and stuff. I guess maybe if I had like 100 by 100 workshop, tool room, that would be part of my dream. But no, yeah, the closer self-sufficiency that we can make it, that's my dream.
Yeah, close to self-sufficiency, but with a horse that I can ride around.
Of course,
because
that's there.
Ever since I was a child, my cousins all had horses, and I stared at them in envy, and I would always do their chores for them when I was a kid. They loved when I came to visit because I would do all their chores, and I loved every second of it. And so, yes, dream homestead would be to continue to build, and as you do it slowly, it's manageable. And just keep going and get a horse. If he's going to have a 100 by 100 workshop, I'm going to have a horse.
It's fine. Oh yeah, part of the workshop could be a barn.
There you go.
I know mine, because we've been experiencing it since about the middle of December. Anything in the rain. Any chore on this farm homestead that involves rain, I don't want to do it. And then on my close seconds and thirds are digging and painting. And so if it's anything chore involving us having to dig a trench hole, anything like that, or having to paint a fence or barn or building or something, I don't enjoy those at all. I feel like it never gets done, and I just don't feel like you're ever accomplishing enough to make me feel good about it. But yes, we have, if you're not familiar with the South, you're far enough away from the Southeast where you don't know, we have had more rain this winter season than I think in history. It has been nonstop. These animals, us, it's been mud everywhere. So anything in the rain, I don't want to do it, and I just want it to just relax a little bit. A little sprinkle here and there, yes, we need it. Downpour every single day, no. What's yours?
Yeah, I don't like digging. I don't really like shoveling. Like when we have to move compost and fill beds and that's
I think digging and shoveling is the same.
not. Well, I'm not digging a hole. I'm just
Okay,
shoveling something. So
Okay,
they're
okay.
not the same.
Okay.
But so I love when our goats have kids, and I love milking said goats for to month or two, because we'll do it twice a day, which is a lot. Um, and like I said, with the schedules that can be opposite, if one of us is running behind, one of us is held over, and then you put the two milkings in that day on one person.
Then that person's
Milking, yeah. And so it's not that I dislike milking, it's just that it gets really old doing it that much.
I just like
with
milking Jolene.
Everything. Well, she's the worst.
Yeah, one of our goats. If you can see her in many of our videos. If you watch any of our goat videos, you'll see Jolene.
Yeah.
She is the worst goat to milk ever. Any other real goat farmer would have gotten rid of her a long time ago. Probably would have eaten her because she would be a pain in the butt to anybody. She was one of our first does, and so I guess I have some sentimental attachment to her, maybe. But
she has cute kids. But
yeah, she does throw very cute kids.
She's a turd. So yeah, milking after so long,
after the exciting part wears off. Plan projects better. I think that's it. I don't think I need to elaborate on that better. Some of them we do, but ultimately the way my brain works, it starts. I start changing this greenhouse, for instance. If you watch the video for the greenhouse build, it's 40 minutes. It was cut down from about 6 hours because I had to cut out all the times when I had an idea and changed it and changed it and changed it and changed it. And so I just wish that we had a better planning kind of thing. And then I would also let myself know that homesteading is not free. And it can be very expensive. These projects, lumber, building things are never cheap. And so just I would tell myself to be ready with your wallet.
So I never had I could never explain in words how I felt. And then all of a sudden I was watching a video from Jess from Roots of Refuge, and she said that she gets paralyzed from the need for perfection, so she won't move forward with something. And as soon as she said that, I was like, I totally get that, because that makes sense. Whereas all last year the plan was to get pigs, all of 2019. I mean, it was written on our homestead goals on January 1st of 2019, and we went the entire year with no pigs, meat pigs. And then we were kind of voluntold by our friends at Big Bear. They were like, hey, you're getting pigs. And we're like, oh, well, you sure we're not really ready? I don't know. And bam, we had 6 pigs. And so I think don't be afraid to fail. I get hemmed up on that constantly, whether it be soaps, candles, animals. I mean, you're going to fail. Animals are going to die. You're going to, I don't know, have injuries. You're gonna bad stuff is going to happen, but that's all a part of the journey and the learning process. And I would tell myself to stop stressing out about so much stuff, and know that God has a plan in it, and that you're gonna learn from all of that, and to not know. An action is better than no action, whether that action be a success or end up a failure. That's better than doing nothing, because you're not gaining anything from nothing.
I think we'll probably have a couple different answers. I will say cows. I don't see us ever getting to a point. Cows, I believe, are pretty destructive animals. I love steak. I love burger. I like cows. But the way that we're set up, I feel like it would be, I realize that they do a lot on their own, but I feel like it would add so much more of an expense. We are more of a woodland. I would say we're more of a woodland homestead, and I don't really feel like cows are a woodland animal. Chickens, pigs, those type of animals are naturally at home in the woods. But I don't know that I want to live on your plainsy, pasturey type of homestead ever. So if it became available, we have some farmland that's like just flat and just pasture grass that's out here. If we had that, if we had just 10 acres, oh yeah, I would do it. But I don't see that coming anytime soon. And so I would say that just because of what they require. And I want to make sure that if we had cows, I would want to make sure that they had the best. And so we could get the best meat and get the best from them. And so I don't feel like raising them on a woodland homestead would be a bright idea because we would just be shoving hay down their throats. So that's my opinion, and Lauren's will tell us her different opinion.
I would love a cow. My first problem is that I want all the animals, all of them. Hence why we have, we have 2 turtles. I don't have any interest to raise quail. I don't really have a reason for that. I've never raised quail. I've never, I don't. I think it's because I don't. I've also never eaten quail.
Yeah, I know. We might love it. I like. That's what's. If you guys haven't checked out Cog Hill Farms on YouTube,
they got quail come on their eyeballs.
They have like thousands of them now, and so and I apparently their family love it. And so, like, I think it's just a lot of little creatures.
I also don't think I want rabbits. We debated them for a while, but they seem like a lot of maintenance for just some rabbits.
The big benefit to rabbits, I feel, is that their poop.
Yeah,
their poop is just instant compost, and I like that. But it would, I think, in order for it to be super beneficial to the size of garden that we're getting into. We would have to have like hundreds of rabbits, and I don't think I can eat that much rabbit, and I don't know that we have a buyer out here.
I don't have the time to take care of that many rabbits either.
Yeah, when we have to go cage to cage to cage every morning, until at least one of us can leave full-time work, yes, at least when one of us can get out, I believe if you stay with us until that happens, you'll see big changes on this homestead. But while we're both full time, we have to make it work around our schedule. So yeah, so there you go. 2 different opinions, like I said. 4 kids in a farm. He stole mine without realizing he was stealing it. But I want like the mother of all tractors. Like I would probably, you know what? Money's no option. A fleet of skid steers and tractors. So I would have every size, every attachment for both of them, and I could use them for each job. And then while one is resting, I would go to the next one and do another project. And so mine would be, I guess it could probably all be summed up with equipment. Like equipment, if there's one thing I've learned from doing mechanical type work, a lot of jobs can be done with a lot of different tools. But if you have the right tool or the specialty tool, it can be done faster, better, and easier. And so equipment, tractor specifically, that is one thing that we like to do. And maybe, just maybe, I'll talk Lauren into getting this checked. But so, yeah.
If money was not an object, I would want a giant barn with a bunch of horse stalls filled with a bunch of beautiful horses. And I've never had a horse, and I don't even know that much about horses.
They're expensive.
But I would fly my cousin Ashley down all the time because she knows a lot about horses. And I would probably just ask her to move in. That would be part of the no money. And she would just teach me. And
money's no object, so she can have her own house in the barn.
All the time. In between milking goats and all this stuff. And I realized, like, oh, homestead, what are you getting from the horse? Joy. Pure joy. I want a horse.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope if our video is the first one you've seen, we'll put links below down to all the other channels. Also, we'd love for you to check out our friends over at Big Bear Homestead. Also, the Butcher Baker and the Queso Maker. Please check them out. We'll put links below to everybody.
Thank you to 4 Kids in a Farm.
Yep, thanks for the invite. We love it. We love being a part of this kind of thing. We love the community, and we love being able to share ideas, bounce stuff off each other. The network in homestead. I don't think homesteading in modern day will work without networking and getting together and sharing ideas and bartering and things like that. So thank you so much for inviting us. Thank all of you for watching. And with that, we'll see you guys next time.
Night.
Night.